Faze Banks is so screwed. What started as a harmless crypto project has recently turned into a nightmare scamming pump and dump, which has led to Faze Banks stepping down as CEO of Faze Clan. One of his closest friends, Adin Ross, is the one who exposed his shady behavior, and things seem to keep getting worse as we learn more. This is a story of leaked DMs, betrayal, scamming, evil past, and what some fans are calling the final nail in the Faze coffin. This is all so new, let me break it all down so you can make your own judgment call. If you're new, take a second to subscribe. I cover influencer news like this every week. So, it's July 2025. Adin Ross is doing what he does best, being controversial online. But this time, he's not the main character. He makes Faze Banks the main character. Out of nowhere, Adin drops a screenshot of DMs where Faze Banks appears to be talking behind his back. In the messages, Banks blames Adin and his community for tanking the MLG crypto coin, calling them exit liquidity, the same coin that both of them had been publicly hyping up just weeks prior. Adin's response? Brutal. This Banks screenshot is real. Sad AF. I'm just more hurt by the fact that someone I called my brother is behind my back. Fans were floored. This wasn't a troll war. This was betrayal between former friends. And since MLG had crashed to virtually zero, people were desperate to know who had been dumping and who had been dumped on. With a narrative this explosive, Banks had to respond fast. First, he calls Adin to settle things privately. Then, he tweets to his audience claiming the whole thing was a massive misunderstanding. On the phone with Adin right now, we're doing a stream together tonight to address all of this. This whole thing has been wildly miscommunicated and destroyed my mental the past several months. The mental health angle. A classic YouTuber PR move when things start spiraling. And sure, maybe it's genuine, but when you're being accused of scamming your own fanbase out of potentially millions via a meme coin rug pull, not everyone's going to be rushing to give you a hug. Especially when Adin frames it as a betrayal of trust, not just a business flop. Banks tries to paint himself as a victim of miscommunication, but the internet was already in court, and he was already guilty in the comments. That same day, Faze Banks goes full scorched earth. I've never scammed anyone a day in my fucking life. The entire narrative is unfair. Part of the reason it exists is because my Faze name is so easily farmed and manipulated. Then comes the real bombshell. So for the time being, I'm stepping away from not only Faze, but all this internet shit. It's destroying my life inside and out. I wish I could say I'll be back, but I really don't know if I will. No corporate statement, no apology video, just vibes and chaos. Fans were split. Some still rode with Banks, pointing to his claim that he lost money on the coin. Screenshots showed his wallet taking a dip, but others weren't buying it. As one reply put it, even if you lost money, that doesn't mean you didn't pump it first. At this point, things take a turn, from dramatic to paranoid. Banks posts a mysterious thread claiming that a coordinated smear campaign is being run against him. He shares alleged text from an unnamed source warning him, "Yo bro, someone I know that runs Twitter campaigns says they're going out of their way to pay pages. They're dropping 40 to 50K to spread the narrative and place the blame on you." Banks replies, "It's impossible to be worried when you have real vision and talent and know in your heart of hearts you're a good person." Okay, what is this? A TED Talk? Bro's getting philosophical in the middle of a career fire. But here's the real issue. No names, no timestamps, no receipts. Just cropped DMS from a random source. It could have been written 5 minutes before posting. It could have been written by Banks himself. There's zero proof. So naturally, Twitter called BS. If you're trying to clear your name in a scandal this serious, screenshots with dates and names are the bare minimum. Otherwise, you're just adding more fog to the smoke. This isn't Banks' first crypto controversy, and it probably won't be the last. You might remember Faze Clan's earlier scandal with the Save the Kids token, a charity coin that turned out to be a rug pull. Several Faze members were dropped over it, and Banks managed to distance himself from the fallout, barely. So, when MLG launched and Banks started promoting it, people already had their guard up. According to on-chain trackers, MLG went from $3 million to a peak of nearly $200 million, before crashing to almost nothing. Whether Banks personally dumped or not, the pattern was too familiar. And in the eyes of the internet, once is a mistake. Twice? That's a playbook. The truth is, when influencers dip into crypto, it's rarely just for the culture. And when the price tanks, guess who always ends up holding the bag? A little after everything just hit the internet, Adin Ross recorded a phone call he had with Faze Banks. The conversation seemed like Banks was really trying to prove his innocence and gain the trust of Adin Ross back. At one point, Adin went on to say he made Faze Banks and his group of people all sign a contract saying they did not dump on him. But to be honest, it's hard to tell what the actual truth really is still. So where does this leave us? Did Banks scam his fans with MLG? Was he a fall guy in a larger crypto scheme? Is he a victim of a $50,000 coordinated hate campaign? Or just a master manipulator flipping the narrative? No one has solid answers. And as of now, Banks is silent. He's stepped down. He's offline. And Faze Clan, already crumbling from mismanagement and stock price disasters, is now down one of its final founding faces. But here's what we do know. When influencers play with crypto, someone always loses. And it's almost never the ones with a blue check mark. So is this the end of Faze Banks? Or just chapter 1 of a new redemption arc? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next influencer downfall. Bye!